Hey, fellow book friends. So I'm here with my first monthly reading wrap up, and I want to talk about all the books I read and what I've rated them. So, first book that I finished in the month of February, we've got The Beauty, Crescent City 3, House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J. Maas. This book was so highly anticipated, and there's a lot of mixed reviews on it. And I did post my reading vlog, so if you want, you can check out my in-depth opinion on the book. But personally, I loved it. In my eyes, Sarah J. Maas's writing with her characters, I'm a sucker for. Can't go wrong. So, of course, I gave her 5 stars. Oh, and that was also one of the picks. Can't even see it. Hello? There we go. That was one of the draws from picking my TBR, and also another video if you want to check that out as well. So my next book that I finished in February was The Score by Elle Kennedy. Yes, I know I need to get this off. I'm getting there, slowly but surely. I liked it. I stopped after reading this book, if I'm quite honest. I have not continued the series yet. I'm going to eventually, but I'm just not dying to get back into it personally. I think it was great. I really don't even remember much other than it was the best friend. Let me see, Allie and Dean. I remember that, right? Yes, Dean. It was fun. It was a good read. It was just something to like not have to be heavily thought about and just enjoy the story. So I really loved it for that alone. But I believe I gave it 4 stars, which probably translate. I can't even remember now, and I didn't write a review. It was probably about 3.75 for me, honestly, because it was cute, it was fun, but it was a little mid. And I know I'm probably going to be like the unpopular opinion of that. So 3.75, but it is hockey romance and it was super fun. It has to deal with Allie. She just got out of a long relationship and she's trying to stay by herself for a while, get to know her own being, and ends up hooking up with one of the off campus playboys. And of course, they just can't get enough of each other. And it spirals into, you know what, we're not going to be just fooling around anymore. And of course, did I say hockey romance? So if that's your vibe, check it out. It's really, really fun. I finished Addicted for Now. I did read these on my Kindle as well. I think I should preface that. I did not read the physical book. I've been on such a Kindle kick lately, and I don't want to read unless it's on my Kindle. But for Addicted for Now, of course, I gave it 5 stars. I absolutely love this series. If you've never read it before, I'm doing a lot of self promotion here. I do have another video of a reading vlog when I read the first book, Addicted to You. Addicted for Now still follows Lily and Lo through their journeys of trying to beat their addictions and just function in everyday life together. And it's such a good book. I'm so terrible at getting my thoughts thoroughly across, so I do apologize. And my voice is wanting to go in and out. Anyways, so yes, I gave her 5 stars. I absolutely love this story. I love Lily and Lo. Just them going through the waves of trying to fit into everyday life again with going through their addictions and trying to beat them. It's a really wonderful story. You can't go wrong if you read this. I promise you. And the next, of course, I continued the series and I read Kiss the Sky. Now, this is the sister of Lily. So this one is Rose. Wait. So this one follows Rose and Connor. And absolutely loved it. I did give this one 4 stars. I still liked it a lot. However, I wasn't a huge fan of I was let me start off by saying I was really excited that this was the book that they did the reality show. I was really excited to get into that. Although I really hated the premise of Rose being a virgin being like the sole point of the show, and then her having a love triangle of who's gonna get with her first wasn't my favorite part. Just wasn't. So that kind of like killed it a little bit for me. So I did give it 4 stars. However, I love Rose so much. She's amazing. I really do. She is one badass woman. So she knows what she wants. She's gonna get what she wants. She goes through anxiety like the rest of us, but she's still a boss. So, and then Connor was, it was really interesting to get into Connor's head because, like, reading him through Lily and Lowe, right? Like, there are a few times that it almost seems like he is just a, I don't know the correct term, like, he's just there because they're rich kids. But it was really nice to get inside his smart head. Like, this guy's intelligent and his thoughts were a little spicy. I was kind of shocked by that. Don't know why. I read romance, but I was still kind of shocked by that. But this was amazing. Totally recommend you read it. Read the whole series. Read the whole series. I read Hot House Flower after Kiss the Sky. I gave this one as well 4 stars out of 5. I really loved it so much. However, I don't know if I'm the only one here, and maybe I just need to keep reading because I'm very concerned. Like, I don't know, like meeting Daisy, which by the way, I don't know if I said, but this follows Daisy and Bright. And I love their characters. However, meeting Daisy when she's 14 and knowing Reich is the love interest just really does not sit well with me. I'm not an age gap fan. I don't hate it, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. And I was just kind of like skeeved out like the whole time. Just because, like, they meet when she's 14 and it just grossed me out. However, when they do get together, she's obviously 18. Scratch that. She's actually 19. But still, it's just like, ugh, no. So I know this is like everyone's favorite too, is Reich and Daisy. So I'm powering through. I'm gonna get through it, but as of right now, it's not a vibe. It's not a vibe for me. But still gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Obviously, still loved it. I did love that, like the battles that Daisy was going through with her PTSD and everything like that. That was really awe-inspiring for me personally to see. So, and her working through it. And I know that it's going to continue to be worked through. It's not just magically solved. That is one thing I really love about these authors is their characters aren't magically better by the end of the book. Like, they're human beings. They're still going to have struggles and they're still going to have those molehills that they turn into mountains, but or the mountains that are molehills. I can't speak. Anyways, I love that these authors do that. And after this book, I will say I had to put a pause on the series because I'm terrified of getting burnt out with the characters because I love them too much for that to happen. So we are taking a healthy pause, and I do want to get back to it. Just putting that out there. And then what was next? Okay, moving on. I did listen to this next book, and I gave it 5 stars. The Housemaid. This was so much fun. Like, I recently got into crocheting, so I've been listening to books while I crochet, and listening to a thriller was so much fun. I was trying to, I was gasping aloud. I was screaming. I scared the crap out of my fiance a few times listening to this. It was so much fun. I was just trying to guess everything, and that's my favorite part about a thriller. I like to play detective throughout it, so I was having a lot of fun. I said fun like 50 times, but The Housemaid by Frida McFadden. If you have not read this, because I know I am behind on this trend, do yourself a favor, read it. It is so much fun. It's easy thriller. It's not that long at all. It just kept me so entertained. I just wanted to listen to it non-stop. I really did. I loved it so much. And then I read my book club book, which is The Marionettes by Kate Weisner. Weisner, right? Weismer. I'm gonna get it right one of these times. Next, I read my book club pick, The Marionettes by Kate Weismer. That was golden. Anyway, so this is a book about witches and vampires, which I'm obsessed with vampires, so immediately sold on that. I think I say that almost every video I've made. But this has to do with Valerie, and she's in this schooling to become a certified witch, I guess you could say. It's almost like college for witches, and she's noticing that her power is kind of not going right for her. Like something is clearly off. And so, with struggling with that, trying to get through her classes, because now is like their final term huge test, right? So she's trying to become, I think it was called the Darkling, or no, hello. She wants to become a marionette, which is the witches that work on the Vampire Queen's court. So basically, like her right hand man. And so she's currently going through her testing, and of course, that's going to test your magical abilities along with your brains on it. But yeah, her magic is not working. So goes through her and her friends, plus a pretty nice vampire, if I do say so myself, um, to help her figure out what is going on. This was a lot of fun. I really did like it. I believe I gave it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I just, there were a few things that was kind of slow and it dragged on. Like, it was actually a fast paced book, but for me, I was like, okay, okay. Like, so, if that makes sense. It makes sense to me. But I do want to continue the series. I just had a lot that I wanted to read more. So I'm learning about myself. I am a mood reader. I never thought I was, but turns out I am. So that's been a struggle. Like I have many series that I've just paused and I've never done that before. So give me strength, please. Like, can you guys help me out? 'Cause I've never done it. And I am struggling. How do mood readers do this? Like this is new to me. This is new. So yes, 3.5 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. If you like vampires, if you like witches, if you like that dark academia, read it. Read it. My book club, one of my book club members, she devoured the entire series. So she loved it. I'm gonna get there. I swear. I'm gonna get there. It's not right now. Now my next book. That this was a highly anticipated read. I went and bought it immediately as soon as I could. Bride by Ali Hazelwood. And you know what? I learned something new. It's hard not to learn something new. If you've read this book, you know, you get my pun, you get it. Um, I loved this book. 5 stars. In my head, Ali Hazelwood, I will read your grocery list. I've every book I've read by you so far, I tear through it. I love it so, so much. And this was not an exception, okay? This was so good. You brought a vampire to me and you got werewolves. I have not been this excited about a werewolf vampire book since Twilight. Like, I loved every second of this. And I honestly, as soon as I read the last page, I almost restarted the entire book all over again. So, this book, it follows Misery, which is our vampire, and Lo, our werewolf alpha. And they get married to kind of unite their people and try to prevent a war from breaking out between them. But yet, of course, things can't go so smoothly when you're meshing two people and not people. When you're meshing a werewolf and a vampire, they're obviously enemies. So they had some struggles throughout this book, but I'm so sorry if I'm butchering description, but I just loved this book so much. So, so much. And I wish I could draw because I just want all the fan art for it already. Like, please, someone out there make some fan art for these beautiful characters, this wonderful book. I will buy it all. Okay. So, do yourself a favor, 5 stars. completely across the board. Amazing. I'd give it 10. I'd give it 20. I know I'm probably overhyping it, but it's not overhyped for me. I loved it so much. So much. Just want to read it again. I really do. Okay, and next I have Where's Molly? I read this on my Kindle. I don't have my physical copy yet. I really loved it. For one, H.D. Carlton can do no wrong for me, and it physically pained me to give it the 3.5 stars. Just, it was an amazing book, but for me, there was just something like missing. It follows Molly, which we got to see her journal in Hunting Adeline. That's the journal that kind of helped Addie get out of there. So it was nice to get her background, why she was there, how she got out, her own views on it. And I just feel like this could have been, I don't know, I don't want to talk too much. I just feel like it could have been with an extra 100 pages, we could have had a little more, but I'm still happy with what HD gave us. And I still really enjoyed it a lot. It's just like I said, there's just something that just was missing, you know? You know? Next was Red, White, and Royal Blue. And I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. It would have been a 5 star. However, these were some long chapters for no reason. No reason. I mean, in my opinion, there's no reason. We could have broken it up. Please give, I can take more chapters that are shorter. I can't take less chapters that are long. It, I read this book on my Kindle because I didn't want to touch my collector's edition like that. And maybe I'm just a slow reader. I don't know, but my Kindle, I always like to keep it in the corner where it says how many minutes left I have. Thank you. It says how many minutes left I have in the chapter itself. It was an hour and 22 minutes for a chapter. For what? For what? No. Uh-uh. But however, I still loved the story. I loved our characters, Alex and Henry. They were absolutely adorable. It was such a cute, cozy romance, and they were going through some struggles. This was amazing. I will say I read the movie. I read the movie. I watched the movie. I didn't read. My dog, my brother got out. And they took a lot out. I was kind of really surprised. Like, where did his sister go? Are his parents are divorced? Like, what's happening here? It was Henry's grandmother. Very confused. And I know I'm very late to this trend as well, but I still gave it 5 stars. I really loved it. Just could not deal with the long chapters. I really couldn't. But that's, and then okay. Last but not least, I also listened to this, and I have been recommending this book to everyone who will listen to me. I gave it 5 stars, and it is Wrong Place, Wrong Time. This was another one of my draws, which I'm really proud to say for my February TBR that I read that 4 out of the 6 books that I drew. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Just saying. But this book was so amazing. Um, it was taking so I know I talked a little bit about it in my February TBR. Should have put my phone on silent. And it deals with this woman. She witnesses her son murdering someone outside their window, and each time she falls asleep, she's waking up further and further from the murder and realizing there's more to it. Things bigger than her son was ever involved. More people that she was closest to are somehow involved. And it was a whirlwind. It was so fun to try to figure out everything that was going to happen next or what she would discover going further and further back into it. Sorry, are you okay? Bear liked this book too. He was very stoked about it. We listened to it together. These are his thoughts. Um, Highly recommend it. It was so much fun. If you like a good mystery, I don't want to say it's like thriller. It wasn't really a thriller, but it was an amazing mystery. And it was fun to figure out the pieces with her. I loved it so much. Highly recommend. Highly. And that's it. That is all the books that I read in February. And so now I'm going to do for the next part because I have to kind of fit them into one video. I'm sorry, it's a little longer than normal. We're going to do our March TBR. Ready? All right, part two. Welcome. Now we're going to be picking our March TBR. And before I even draw from my cup, I actually want to start by saying my two top reads for sure. I'm currently reading Euro Dreams by Kate Stewart, which came out. Say, when did that come out? I think it was at the end of February, 28th, I want to say. I'm not too sure. But I'm reading that currently. And then today is also March 4th. So tomorrow, Slipped and Saddled comes out by Lila Sage. And I'm grabbing my copy immediately. Well, I'm not sure. I already pre-ordered it on my Kindle, so I'll be reading it from there. But I still need a physical copy, right? I mean, you guys get me. We need the physical trophy. Hello. So for our March book club book, we are going to be reading The Fake Mate by Lana Ferguson. Everyone said if you really liked Bride, then to give this one a try. And luckily, I won for the pick. So this is what our book club book will be. Okay. I just had to put those out there that those are also a part of the March TBR. And so now we're gonna we'll draw four. It's just four this time. So let's see what we are going to do. Excuse me. Can I just have the one? A popular book. So what? I could do so many. I'm scared of starting a series. Let me say that because I have so many series that I have on pause right now. I'm like, I don't know. So you know what? I'm gonna go dark for a popular book. I think that's what I'm gonna do. For a popular book, I'm going with Her Soul to Take by Harley LaRue. Right? Yeah. So wish me luck. I'm terrified. I'm really scared. But I think this is gonna be a popular book. Seen a lot about it. I'm going in blind. I just know that there's a demon. I'm scared. Okay, I'm scared. Okay, that's pick one. Oh Lord, we are off to a wonderful start. Let's see, what is the next one? A book with a number and title. I know what I must choose. It is time. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. My number title. I again don't know much about this one either. I think I got peer pressured into buying it. I know it's also a popular book, but my sister listened to it, which is probably what I'll end up doing too, is I'll just listen to it. And she loved it. She finished it in one day, I believe, and wanted to keep going. So I'm sure I have it right. A book with a number in the title. That is it. And it's my first, I have to show that. It's my first book of the month. Isn't she beautiful? I love this cover, honestly, a lot more than the one that's on the mass produced paperback. I just think it's really pretty. It's giving Marilyn Monroe, and I love that. A book you recently bought. I just said I'm not going to do a series, but I really, really, really want to read this. and everyone loves it. So I'm scared of falling off this chair. Book I've recently bought, Magnolia Parks. That book going with. I dropped my paper, but pretended to. I see this book all the time over on my TikTok page constantly, and I really want to see what the hype is. Everyone is saying it's like Gossip Girl, and I did enjoy that show, so I need to get into this. And I keep putting it off and putting it off, and I'm probably not going to this month. I definitely want to read that. Jesus. Okay, for our last pick. Ew, don't sing again. No, sorry. Sorry to your eardrum. A book your significant other picked. I'm gonna have to go get it for this. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back. A book the significant other has chosen is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I'm gonna jump on it. He really likes the cover, and that's why he chose it. He was torn between this and Crave, and I only have the first book of Crave, and he told him, I was like, if that's your choice, you've got to buy me the rest of the series now. So he got scared. So he chose Powerless. So that is our fourth and final book. I'm only doing four because, like I said, I'm recently discovering I'm a mood reader. So I don't want to put such a list that's so high and force myself to get through it. Reading is fun, not meant to be so serious. Here is the March. Ta-da! Yay! Looking good. I'm excited. Very excited. All right. What are you guys seeing? What's your March TBR? Is it out of control? Mine. Mine's gonna be. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna read all these and watch. We're gonna have a whole new. Anyways, that's it, you guys. That is my video for today. Thank you for joining and seeing all the books that I've read and what I am planning on reading. Good luck out there to all the mood readers, every reader. But it is hard being a mood reader. My goodness. How do y'all do it? How do y'all do it? Okay. Once again, thank you for joining me today in this video. Please, if you wouldn't mind, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys next week. Bye.